Well, welcome back to another episode of the Gentleman's Brunch. Once again, I'm your host, Billie Williams, and that great introduction was given to you by none other than Ross, the product, and Ross Weekly. And here at the Gentleman's Brunch, we get together and we discuss our love, or I should say, our criticism of brunch, also our love of podcasting, relevant cultural topics. And if you don't like the brunch that we're serving here, then at least stay for the conversations. All right?
Wait, what episode is that now?
This episode 5.
Oh, it's episode 5.
Episode 5, man.
Time is flying, man.
5 is when it's prime time.
Yeah, I know. Hence why we're taking it to the next level. Right?
Taking
it to the next level. But yeah, so certainly happy to be back.
Yes, definitely. Likewise, brother. No, you can hold on to the mic. I think my voice is happening.
Okay.
So today is the day after Valentine's Day.
Right.
So we're gonna name this episode how did I say it? Guy-lentine Brunch. It's gonna be a Guy-lentine brunch. So it's gonna be very guy heavy. Alright? So I was talking to my brother Ross before we put the camera on, and I was asking him about his Valentine's Day. So tell people about your Valentine's Day. What did you do yesterday, brother?
My Valentine's Day was lovely. Took all my girls out to a family Valentine's Day lunch.
Okay.
We all went to Olive Garden. Yes, of course. Took all of my girls out and happy Valentine's Day to all of my ladies. My wife. Yes, of course. Happy Valentine's Day to my wife and happy Valentine's Day to all of the kids as well. We love you. Love you so much. But yeah, we had a great time at Olive Garden.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the kids love Olive Garden, and I got my flowers and balloons and some goodies. So it was a really good time. Okay, hold
on to the mic, brother. Yeah. Myself, I'm in a long distance relationship, so these type of occasions for me, because me and my lady is together, I have to improvise and be creative in the way how I do things. But my Valentine's, like I tell you all the time, I work at school. So yesterday we got a little Valentine's for the kids there, so that was like a big deal. And I go through this every year with Valentine's Day where I'm just like anti-Valentine, but it gets more intense every year. And with kids, man, the kids have been working my nerve for the past 2 weeks. And this coming week, we off for a week. I mean, went to break.
Right.
So Valentine's, the kids were real calm, cool. And I think because of the Valentine vibes, I definitely felt the love in the air. And it was serious, man. I seen a lot of young cats coming in with big flowers, and gifts, and cards, and all the things. And it got me to thinking, like, back when I was a kid, was I going that hard for Valentine's Day? I can't really remember if I'm getting a little long in the tooth now, but I don't think I was going that hard for Valentine's Day as a young person. But that's what happened at work. With my lady, I sent her a couple of dollars just to get some self-care for herself. She's been working really hard, and I couldn't be there with her to really celebrate Valentine's Day how we like to celebrate each other. I definitely sent her a couple of dollars so she could have some self-care for herself. And my baby girl, I bought her a bag for Valentine's Day so she could start on her little friends at school or whatever. And that was pretty much it for me. Yeah, man. So, like I said, this episode is going to be called Guy-lentine Brunch. Okay? So, as we do here on the Gentleman's Brunch, we always either give a review of a new brunch spot or talk about a brunch experience or something to that effect. But today, we're going to switch it up just a little bit, and we're going to have a guy moment. Okay? So, one of my big homies, I'm always trying to get out to brunch. All of my homies. See, you one of my homies that I know I can get out to brunch.
Yeah.
But one of my big homies that helped raise me in the streets. Whenever I bring up brunch to him, he made a comment one day that kind of didn't sit right with me. He said, that shit is gay.
Audio jungle.
So let me ask you, brother, do you think going out to brunch with your boys, when it's just you and your boys, is a little more on the soft side or gay or suspect or any of those things?
Of course not.
Ooh.
I mean, I'll say that. I'll say that wholeheartedly. Listen, man. I
Think about it.
No. I'll say this. I feel like we just let homophobia play too much of a role in our day-to-day affairs as black men.
This is that toxic
Like,
masculinity.
I mean, yeah, like, it's just completely ridiculous. I want to just say that from the very top. Cut it out, fellas. Like, it's absolutely nuts. Like, listen, granted, like, I like the pause game. Like, I like that whole joke. Like, I like a good joke. Stuff like that, right? It's fun, it's cheeky, whatever. But it's like, yeah, like, I like those things because they're funny, you know what I'm saying? But aside from that, it's like, just cut it out for homophobia. This is completely ridiculous. Like, if I want to go and have a meal with a friend of mine, we have a good time, go and enjoy it, whatever. Like, why does that gotta be gay? Why does that gotta be gay? Like, I'm not gay. I mean, I'm not insecure about my sexuality. And at times, like, I find when people easily go to that, they have their own things that they gotta worry about. Because nobody should ever make you feel as if, like, having a good time with your brother is anything other than having a good time with your brother.
Right.
So I just want to say it's completely ridiculous from the top.
Okay. Okay. Myself. I'm big on male bonding. That's part of the reason why I started the Genuinely Brunch podcast. So we can, bond after we do it, brother. So we can bond.
Yeah.
Where the male bonding thing for me had its origins, definitely when I played sports as a young person, I always bonded with my male friends. Definitely going on vacation with male friends, with guys trips, I like to call them. Definitely bonding, we sat down and broke bread together. Definitely like family dinners, birthdays, celebrating each other, or any kind of celebratory occasion, definitely. But I don't know why my God was getting a little weird about pause when I say my God. While my OG was getting weird about brunch, and I just, for me personally, just this stage in my life, I'm almost 50 years old now, so I'm just trying to evolve as a person and just not keep doing the same things over and over. So I'm like a big brunch guy now, day party, traveling, family time. Like, I'm really, really on my grown man shit right about now. But
as you should.
But my boy I'm talking about, he's a reformed street guy. So he was heavy in the streets, super testosterone, all the things. And now he's, civilian of sorts. So he's still dusting off his, what I like to call dinosaur dust. So he's a little bit of a dinosaur with certain things. But it definitely got me to thinking, like, just going out getting a meal with your boy, like, is that suspect? And I would be curious if women feel the same way about that. If they just walked up to see a bunch of dudes together to have dinner together, would that be like a suspect thing? Because
listen, a lot of them be wanting to join to all the fellas, like, who will be out there having a good time. Like,
because I do hear from a lot of women that, why you always want to hang around your boys all the time? Like, why women come complain about that when it comes to their significant other? Like, would you rather hang out with your boys and play video games and do all the things instead of spending time with your woman? So that's why I got me thinking about that question on the surface.
But I get that, and I see where you come from with that. But I would almost say that those are two different things. One, because when as a man that got a wife or a girlfriend or whatever the case is, you should be prioritizing and making time for your wife and or who you're with, right? Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your they, your them, whatever. You should always make time for who you're with and prioritize that. But if you're not prioritizing that and you're over prioritizing hanging out with your boys, then that's a problem. Right? Then I can see where the issue is. Because it's like you'd rather be doing that rather than making time at least. Because then what? Am I not important too? So I get where that issue comes up, right? But then if the guy's doing what he gotta do and just want to go out and have a good time with his friends, like girls would always do with themselves anyway, then why does that gotta be gay? It's like what? Like women can't be gay because they like to have girls' night out and stuff. It's like, why does that gotta happen to men? Like especially if I'm doing everything else right. I'm sorry. Like it's just certain things I just don't tolerate. It's just certain things I just don't tolerate. So that's why I'm just being honest about it. I'm like, why just don't because I feel like with like being a black man, it's like it only takes like something very small to happen for you to be considered gay, or for people to call you sassy or whatever. And it's like, Why does it got to be that? Like, why can't I just live my life and not be called that, especially when I'm not that?
But that's what I'm talking about, like evolving as a man.
Right.
And, I'm embracing this part of my life, evolving as a man, doing different things. Like, I give an example, like I seen a video online a couple of weeks back with A$AP Rocky, Rihanna's guy. And he was saying like club culture is there.
Yeah.
That he don't want to go to a club where there's a bunch of dudes standing around staring at each other. He just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Or people just not engaging, not dancing, not being social. He's more on a different way. And I felt him on that because I'm kind of in a similar place with myself and a lot of things. Like I'm not one for hanging outside a whole lot. Like, back in my 20s and my teens, I used to hang in the building and hang on the corner. You can't pay me to do none of that stuff. Now, first of all, I'm too old for that. And second of all, I'm not trying to get harassed by law enforcement. And third of all, if I want to have a drink or I want to chill and have a good time, I like to do that in my crib or have a destination to do those things, not just be hanging out in random places, just doing nothing. So yeah, just I encourage all the fellas that's watching this to embrace evolution as a man. If you want to try something new or do something different that's quote unquote not the norm for a guy, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think growing as a person, if you're not growing as a person, then what are you really doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. So, my brother, let's get into some topics. New segment that we introduced on the last part called React and Ask. React and Ask. This is where we play a video and we will react to the video in real time. Mm-hmm. So, in the vein of Valentine's Day, there's a video that I stumbled across on Instagram. It was a news report from one of those out-of-state Fox channels where they talked about Valentine's Day and how men feel about Valentine's Day, which is another evolution thing. Me, I'm kind of anti-Valentine's Day, but yes, Friday, yesterday, I felt the love in the air, so I kind of embraced it a little bit. But let's watch the video and see what's going on.
No, I think most men, if they honestly admitted the way they really feel, Valentine's Day's just no good.
Well, how do you know that?
I went around and I asked all my male co-workers in this building what they thought of Valentine's Day. Here it is. What do you think of Valentine's Day?
It's for the girls.
I hate it. I can't stand it.
It's dumb.
I think it's overrated.
I think that it is a woman's attempt to get more gifts.
Colossal waste of time and money.
I don't look forward to it. I don't dread it. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
It's kind of there.
It's just kind of there,
Yeah.
like that paperweight.
Exactly, like the paperweight.
What's the best gift you've ever received?
I've never gotten any gift for Valentine's Day.
Chocolate, maybe, dinner.
Food.
Usually a card. I get a card.
It's about $3.
Well, no, she shops at BJ's, so they're cheaper there. They're like $1.50. I don't believe I ever really received a really nice gift.
This is really weird, but I got one of those like hearts that look like the chocolate boxes, but inside was beef jerky. Yes, so it was a jerky heart.
My wife will always say, I don't want anything. Don't get me anything. I'll be mad if you get something. Don't spend any money.
I don't even get my wife anything because I think it's the worst holiday ever made up.
But if I don't get anything, it'll come up.
I don't really like sending cards or getting them, but I like making out.
It's all a charade because they all say, we don't want anything. It's stupid, but don't get something and you know what's going to happen. 6 months from now, it'll come up.
What do you think of Valentine's Day?
Oh, I think it's bull.
All right. So, my brother, what do you think? What is your thoughts, just overall, on Valentine's Day?
What's my thoughts on?
I already told you I'm kind of an anti.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, and I have my reasons, which I will get into that.
Yeah.
Why I have my reasons why I'm anti Valentine's Day. But
Oh, you know what? How about we start with that? So,
Okay.
Yeah. How about we start that?
Okay, so for me, I can't speak for every man across the world, but for me personally, if you really love your partner and y'all really like that, you don't need a holiday to acknowledge those things. that's kind of sort of like, and I feel the same way about Mother's Day. And to a lesser degree, Father's Day, right? If we put that work in every day, you can acknowledge your person anytime, do something, some type of grand gesture or whatever, all the time. I love to do nice things for my lady. I love to do nice things for my mom when she gets to peace and she was alive. All the things. But where I'm anti is the commercialism of it, where people get crazy and it's just like this big thing. Now, when we used to work together in mental health, I don't know if you remember this. It was a Valentine's Day, and I believe it was a day during the week, maybe like a Wednesday or Thursday. And most of the guys in the building had made it pretty much half of the day, not even really acknowledging Valentine's Day. And a lot of the fellas there either was in relationships or was married. But when they got close, time to get off of work, I seen everybody running out, grabbing flowers, grabbing something, with that fear that if you don't acknowledge your partner on Valentine's Day, that it's gonna be some shit at the crib. So that's where I have an issue with it. It's like, fuck all year round that I do all of the things. There's one day where it's super commercialized and all of the sales pitches on the TV and the stores and the Targets and this and that. If I don't acknowledge it now, I'm the bad guy. That's what I have an issue with Valentine's Day.
I agree with you. I agree with you. 100%. Because that's where it gets funny. Is the overconsumption? Is the way that prices get jacked up on the same flowers?
Especially flowers.
Brother.
I remember one year I was buying flowers. This is for X at the time. I was buying flowers. The same flower shop. I used to work in Union Square at the time. A big little like deli, had a lot of nice flowers, fresh flowers. The flowers was $10 all year round. 2 times a year. They go from $10 to $50. Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. So I come in there, I believe it was Mother's Day, I believe it was. I was getting flowers for my mom, I believe it was. And I was like, yeah, I bought my $10. He was like, yo, that's for 50. I was like, 50? What the hell? And then that's when it hit me, the commercialism of the holiday. And the same thing with Christmas, right? Because we did our Christmas episode, and that credit card, get a workout during Christmas because all the craze that goes into it. And that's why I have an issue with these super commercialized holidays. That's what it is. There's no excuses just to spend a bunch of money.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, and you coming like right off the holiday, spending the Christmas money, and then
you're still licking our wounds. Black History, I gotta get the Black History. I'm still licking my wounds. I just paid that for Christmas. Here go Valentine.
All over again.
Yo, and then I seen a funny reel on Instagram yesterday where it used and I had reposted it. It used the Thanos voiceover from Avengers, where he's like, I can finally rest. But the caption was, after you spent all this money for her birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day. And I felt that in my soul. I really felt that.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? So I go through this every year. Every year I go on a rant about Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, the over-commercialism of those holidays. Yeah, but you take them all.
No. Look, I agree with you 1 billion %. 1 billion %. And too, like, there's a couple more thoughts I have too. Like, because look, like, there's a couple reasons why people don't mess with Valentine's Day, even before the commercialisms. Like, some people who choose not to celebrate like pagan holidays, for example, and like now all of a sudden, like everything could crash and fumble if I don't do this or whatever. But I think about Valentine's Day. It's like where you said, like, you should be doing these things every day, and every day is Valentine's Day. That is exactly right. That's exactly true. Like, don't do nothing all year and then wait for that year and wait for that time.
Because it's kind of like, all right, I could be a fuck up all year round.
Yeah.
But as long as I show up on Valentine's Day with those flowers and some type of acknowledgement, I'm back in there.
Yeah, but then again too, like that's also where like you gotta really be careful about the kind of relationship that you're having with whoever you're with, right? Because it's like the person should know that you really are giving this thing because you really care and you really want to show your love, and not just have your money be equated to love, for example, right? Like on Valentine's Day, it shouldn't. I mean, especially since you're showing love all year, like it's okay to also like write a nice little poem or do something. Like it doesn't always need to be about spending money, right? And if a person that you're with can't appreciate you, even if you want to do that, for example, to acknowledge the love, then that's a problem in your relationship. To where like this dynamic is even a thing in the first place. Like my wife was telling me just the other day, Ross, hope you're not gonna like overspend on the flowers because I buy flowers all year. So it's like she already knows that this is no different from what I'm already doing. So it's like don't even go to
she acknowledge her efforts throughout the year.
Right.
That's the difference there. So she can acknowledge my efforts throughout the year, which my girl does. So that's why I don't mind doing things for my lady. But there's so many women out there that this is like the end all be all. And it's crazy.
Those ain't ladies to be with.
And it's crazy.
Those ain't the ladies to be with. Because if you're not going to appreciate everything else and make everything about that, then maybe you're not the right person to be with. Because then it's like if I fall on hard times and I can't get you to this thing, then you're just gonna burn the whole house down. It's a bunch of nonsense. Like I really try to keep away from people like that because like there's so many ways to show your love, and Valentine's Day is just another way to do that because you've already been shown love. Like don't make it all be what's funny? I realized like sometimes like when guys they don't do nothing throughout the year, the Valentine's Day get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because it's almost like this pressure that's being built up throughout the year, so you gotta go over the top in order to just please this thing. But it's like you should have been doing that the whole time.
And I'll tell you a funny story. One of my students, not exactly Valentine's Day, but it was a birthday of another student that he's dating. And the poor young fella, he didn't have no money to buy his lady a gift. You know what I'm saying? But I could tell he cared about the girl because he's always with her. He's very attentive, all the things. But he just ain't have it. He's a high school kid. He just didn't have it. And, some of the girls at the school made him feel bad because he couldn't get a gift. And it got me to thinking, I'm like, that's where that behavior starts. Is that men are viewed as transactional when it comes to women. Like everything is about spending money. And my thing is, it's the thought that counts. Like even when I do buy gifts for anybody, right? I always put thought into my gifts. I don't just buy anything for anybody. Because anybody can go just pick up a random teddy bear and just be like Happy Valentine's Day, or some random flowers like Happy Valentine's Day. But somebody puts actual thought into what they're giving you, it's like the saying says, it's the thought that counts. Absolutely. That's what's most important. It's not about the gift. It's the thought, it's the acknowledgement, it's the person showing their appreciation and acknowledgement of you being present in their life. And I just don't want people to get away from that and focus more on the materialism and all commercialized part of that. Yeah. That's what my yearly rant is about. I just want people to stay focused on what's important when it comes to that.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
All right, so that's my yearly Valentine's Day rant. All right, so we're gonna pivot into another topic. I'm sitting home, right, and I'm just scrolling the internet like I normally do, doing all my things, and it got me thinking back to when I was doing my relationship pod. Man, being in those relationship streets as a podcaster, man, you learn a lot about dating, a lot about people, just a lot. So it got me to thinking about beautiful lies and ugly truths. Beautiful lies and ugly truths, right? So I went on my buddy ChatGPT and I looked up some common beautiful lies and ugly truths. Okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to read off a few. So this is beautiful lies and ugly truths told by men. Okay, told by men to women. I'm not ready for a relationship right now. But do we think that's a beautiful lie or ugly truth?
A beautiful lie or an ugly truth? That to say that I'm not in a relationship right now?
No, to say I'm not ready for a relationship.
No, I'm not ready. Is a beautiful lie or an ugly truth? I would take that as a, it depends on who's saying it and why they're saying it. I do want to say that first because I am going to choose one, but I'll say this because you could be lying to a person. It could be a beautiful lie because you could be lying to the person that you just don't want to do this for whatever reason that you're giving. When in fact, if you chose to commit, then you can. But it could be an ugly truth because I could be coming out of something to where I don't even really want to be with anybody because I'm just coming out of something that's took a toll on me, whatever the case is. So it can be an ugly truth in that regard. So I think it really depends on who's saying it and why they're saying it. But if I had to choose one, I'll go with the ugly truth.
Yes, you are correct. It is no, I'm sorry. It's a beautiful lie.
Okay.
The ugly truth is I don't want a relationship with you. All I want is the benefits without the responsibility.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a lie. You're right. Yeah. So then we're on the same page then. Because if you say it like that because you just don't want to commit, then you could commit. If you really wanted to. So that's the same thing I was saying.
Yeah. It's a beautiful lie.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to the next one.
Okay.
It says, I've just been really busy. You know, we trying to contact somebody, you can't get in contact with them when they ghost you or I don't see your text or whatever. I've just been really busy.
Is that an ugly
beautiful lie or ugly truth?
Beautiful lie or ugly truth? Man. I'll be like I can say for me, like not that I'm like texting with people like that, whatever. But at times I get very busy. Sometimes I can't always get back to a person. But it's like, is the relationship that you're expected to respond at a certain time? Like do we actually have something for me to respond back to you quickly? Because if not, then why are you mad at me? It's like I can be as busy as I need to be. So I'll say it's a beautiful lie.
Yes, it is a beautiful lie. And the ugly truth to that is you're not a priority.
Yeah.
People make time for what they value.
Yeah.
So now let's stay there for a second. Now that I'm in 100% agreement with. I've definitely gotten rejected over the years. Somebody I might have been interested in, and they've given me a similar response. And me, I always say I like my drink straight, no chaser. So for me personally, my thing is I'd like somebody to just give me an ugly truth. Or I don't want a beautiful one. Give me an ugly truth. I can handle an ugly truth. Listen, you're a nice guy. I'm not really feeling you like that. Blah blah blah. I'm cool with that. Now I know where I stand. I can walk away. No hard feelings. But you taking my number. You see my text, I'm gonna get back to you, you kind of stringing me along. That's why I always tell a lot of younger guys, attention is currency when it comes to dating. Don't just give away free attention. Right? Texting, you blowing somebody's phone up, you giving them free attention. They feeling good, people want attention, but they're not reciprocating that same attention. So like I said, for me personally, give me the ugly truth. You're not interested, don't even take my number, You know what I'm saying? So something I seen with Cameron not too long ago. He says he doesn't even pursue women. He'd rather deal with a woman that's showing interest in him. And I agree with that. I'm going to entertain somebody that has interest in me more than just me pursuing that person and not pursuing them and then giving me the runaround. So I am in agreement with that, but give me ugly truth all day when it comes to those type of things. And what you think about that one, brother?
I agree with you. If you're not my priority, then why you mad? And if like you're not prioritizing me, then why do I need to go over the top for you to prioritize me? Yeah. Like I don't have to play that. Like I don't have to play that game either.
Okay, now number 3. This is a good one. This is where a lot of fellas get themselves in trouble. I don't like labels. So a female is applying a little pressure. Maybe y'all went out on a couple of dates. Maybe you hooked up. Maybe you've kissed or whatever the situation is. But she want to know where this is going. And then your response is, I don't like labels. So is that a beautiful lie or ugly truth?
I think it's ugly truth. I mean, the person said it, right? I don't like labels. So that's what they wanted to tell you, right? That's their ugly truth. I do also don't like the whole like stringing a person along thing too. I want to also be clear about that. I also don't like that. It's like, because it goes back to the attention and things like that you were saying, right? Like some people just need to have attention, so they want to string you along so that they could always get that rush from you. And
get that dopamine shot.
Yeah, and so I don't like stringing somebody along. So don't be like trying to act like we're something and we're not. And you want to say you don't want labels, then don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. So, but yeah, I would take that as ugly truth.
Okay, so that's a beautiful lie. So the ugly truth is, I want freedom and access to you without accountability. So, like I said, this is where a lot of fellas get themselves in trouble, and this is what I encourage a lot of guys to like do now when it comes to dating. The dating landscape has changed so much just from 5 years ago. All right, most guys are looking to score with a female. Let's just be honest. Most guys are looking to score. If that's what you want, just be upfront about it. That's what you want. Instead of stringing this lady along and you're not being honest about what your intentions are. So if you're just looking for a hookup situation, you probably should say that. Listen, I'm not really looking for nothing serious. I'm just trying to hang out, have some fun. Oh, and believe it or not, there's some women that would be with that, right? But if you present it as, I'm trying to lock you down, right? And then let's say she do give in and, you guys become intimate. But then you don't commit or you don't get the title or whatever it is, then now you create a hostile situation or a situationship, which always, in my opinion, gets you in trouble. Situationships are nothing but trouble. It's basically a relationship just without the title. So we gotta be careful with that one, fellas. All right, so number 4, you're different from other girls. Right? So we have a moment, little, eye contact or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, baby, you're different from other girls. Beautiful lie, ugly truth.
I say that's a beautiful lie.
Yes, beautiful lie. So the ugly truth is, this is flattery meant to bond fast. And it says, watch actions, not words. I do agree with that one as well. I always encourage women to always pay attention to a man's actions more than his words. Because there's some dudes that know how to sell you a dream, and their actions don't match up with their words. So I always tell women, if a guy is really into you, he's going to show you that he's really into you. If it's a guy who's just trying to sleep with you, then his thirst level probably going to be pretty fucking high. Right. So you just got to be careful. But I think when a lot of women struggle, they don't know the difference between the dude who's just trying to smash and the dude that legitimately likes you. Because what I've noticed with women is when they like a guy, it don't matter what he's saying. They like that particular guy. Something about that guy that they like. So he could be saying all the wrong shit, and they still gonna go with that guy. Or if it's a guy that's doing all the right things, but they're not attracted to the guy, they don't like the guy, and no matter what he's doing, they're not gonna give the guy a time of day. So it's a slippery slope to slide.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 5. I'm healing from my past. I'm healing from my past. Like we're in a very, what's the word I would use? We're in a very self-aware era where people are acknowledging their trauma they might have experienced, especially in relationships, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's cheating, whether it's, things just didn't work out, all of the things. So do we think that's a beautiful lie or ugly truth?
I'll take that as ugly truth.
Ugly truth, okay. It says the truth, I'm emotionally unavailable, which I hate that word, by the way.
Why?
I get into that.
Yeah, please.
I'm emotionally unavailable, but still want attention, comfort, or intimacy. So I've been called emotionally unavailable before. I think I shared that on a previous pod. I was a little confused when somebody said that to me initially, because I'm not like throwing my emotions all over the place, but I don't think I'm emotionally unavailable. I'm just not trying to get all emotional with every single person I meet. You know, I have the ability to bond with people without getting super emotional with you. But if I like you and I feel comfortable with you and I feel safe with you, yeah, I can open up a little more and be a little more vulnerable with you. And I had a conversation with my lady about it. And that's basically what she said from a woman's per perspective is a man that's not being truly vulnerable. That's what they mean about emotionally unavailable.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that one, brother?
I could say that I know that women can really sense that. Women can really sense that. Men could also sense that. Like I think in general, people can sense like when you're just not giving your 100% to, I guess, what the situation may be. And I know in our relationship, you need to be able to feel that in order for things to hopefully prosper in the way that you would want. Because I could also see where a person could feel like, why can't you be emotionally available with me, especially if we have a relationship. Because I can speak for myself. Like I know I've had times where like I'm probably just going through a lot of stress, whatever the case is, probably burnt out, whatever the case is. So sometimes I'm not as emotionally available because I just got a lot going on. But when things are, or when I'm in a better place, then I can go back to being able to share those things. If I'm with a person that I can do that I want to do that with. Right. So I think when you're with somebody and you're not available to do that, not able to do that, people can sense it, and people kind of want to go like, hey, then what are we really doing? Because there's some relationships, just like you said, where you can do that, and there's some where you can't. So the ones where you can't, then is that a real relationship? If we're not able to do that.
Right. Okay. All right, and we're going to get into one more. This one is also tricky for the fellas. And I always discourage fellas from this one. It says, let's just see where things go, a.k.a. let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow. Beautiful out or the truth?
I'll say that's a beautiful line.
And I would agree. Okay? So the ugly truth is, I don't want expectations placed on me. Okay? So I got a partner of mine. I'm not gonna say who it is, but we talk about dating and stuff all the time. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, listen, brother. I said, as we're getting older, I said, you're gonna run into women that they want a title, brother. So you can't just go with the flow. Like this whole dating with intentions and all that stuff. A lot of women is on that. So when you meet a woman, and I feel like from the initial conversation, you should be able to pick up on that. If that's what she's on, she's looking to be married, looking for a commitment, looking for a husband, looking to build a family. If that's not what you want, like I said, be honest. But where we get in trouble is we get so mesmerized by the physical that we hear all of that, but we not acknowledging it because we so focused on the physical. So, and I tell women all the time, go with the flow is too much of a gray area, especially as you get older. You have to be very clear on what your intentions are and what you're looking for and what you're willing to do. Very clear, male and female. Okay. Let me see what I'm supposed to say about that. Just be very honest and clear about what type of time you want.
Yeah, I agree with you. Don't waste my time. Don't waste mine, and I'm not going to waste yours. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to pivot to another topic. I just looked this up earlier today. So I have my 6-year podcast anniversary in May. And also in May is the 4-year death anniversary of the Godfather, Kevin Samuels.
Oh, wow.
All right? So we're doing a lot of relationship type of topics today. And, crossed my mind because I still follow his channel on YouTube, and I seen that posted, and I was like, okay, let's give the brother some light. And speaking of beautiful lies and ugly truths, he was the master at ugly truths, right? He did away with the beautiful lies, and he was all ugly truths all the time. But as time has went along, a lot of his Kevin Samuels-isms are reigning true in these dating streets. So I want to get into a few of them. And we're going to pivot into our last topic. Is that okay, bro?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, so the Kevin Samuels-ism that ignited his popularity, average at best. Average at best.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so now, this is the actual meaning, right? So average at best is the ugly truth, the beautiful lie. No, wait, let me see. Which one would I put? Average at best. Yes, average at best probably will be the beautiful lie. The ugly truth. Your self-assessment doesn't match the dating market's feedback, right? So I told you I have these conversations all the time with people about dating. And I hate to recite Kevin Samuels-isms, but there's a lot of average people that overvalue themselves. And then they wonder why the outcomes that they're getting is not what they actually want. And I tell them all the time, you have to humble yourself. You have to assess the landscape that's out there and see what's out there available to you and make a sound decision. So now that average at best video was what you talked about when we first started doing the bars together.
Yeah, I was like, this sounds familiar.
That one went viral real fast. And the lady on the video was average looking. Chocolate sister. She seemed to be like a successful businesswoman. Like she was cool. But physically, which most men go for the physical, she was pretty average looking. She really wasn't that hot. She wasn't ugly, but she was pretty average. But let me ask you, brother, so in your opinion, do you think people overvalue themselves in the dating market space?
Overvalue.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Okay. So I think people I think people do have, listen, I respect confidence, right? I do respect confidence. But I don't, respect, overcompensation. Overcompensation. Because if I'm going to try to be getting with somebody, I'm not going to try to be getting with somebody who I can't be commonly bonding with. Because I've seen in a lot of those videos, for example, women would say that they want a guy with 6 figures, 6'8", drive a Porsche and everything like that. I've seen those videos. I'm like, do you really need to be with the person that have all of that? Or would you be okay? I mean, and this doesn't just go for women, it goes for everybody, but it's like, do a person need to have all of that just to get with you? And if those are all the qualifications, then, if I don't have these things, then you don't want to be with me. Then,
I don't see a lot of average men out here saying that they're the shit. Most of the guys that I see overvalue themselves. There's a lot of people. I'm talking about just physically. I'm not talking about materialistic wise. Physically. Average looking dudes that are out here saying, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. I don't see a lot of men doing that. I see more women doing that than I see men doing that.
I do too.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying I see more with women than I see with men.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I think it happens in both, in both cases. Because again, people, especially with the social medias and all sorts of things, people can really pop themselves up to be whatever people could pop themselves up in a way that they have people buying into something that they're not, right? And that's a way of trying to overcompensate. So there are a lot of dudes that do that too. I've seen guys who just as picky with women. They gotta be this, and they gotta be that, it gotta be everything, and so like I guess I'm saying in a way that happens, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens if it's a male or a woman, but in the framework of Kevin Samuels. I think one thing that I really learned from him is especially how like we just gotta be honest with ourselves. Okay? We just gotta be honest with ourselves, and it's okay to like expect that from who you're trying to be with. Like, don't make yourself something that you're not, and don't have this bar.
Because that's when you set yourself up for failure.
Yeah, like it's okay to have confidence. Men and women both have it, and they should, but don't but don't make things more complicated than it have to be, because you're still a human at the end of the day. And just because you don't have this or don't have that, or a person has to have this or has to have that, to make that because I think it goes back to the Valentine's conversation. It's like, if you don't do these things, then you're not worthy of being in a relationship. I think it's all nonsense. So people are gonna have confidence, but just don't be too confident to where you're keeping people out of your life.
The point of this exercise is stop overvaluing yourself. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Me, I say it all the time. I'm an average guy, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. As long as I'm not a fucked up, bum in the gutter guy, I'm fine with being average. So that leaves space for me to always try to continue to build myself to be slightly above average or exceptional or whatever it is. But I'm very honest with myself. I'm an average looking guy. I'm an average earning guy. I'm average, and I'm okay with that. And you should be too. Okay? All right, next Kevin Samuels-ism. What do you bring to the table? And I noticed that one is very triggering to women.
Yes.
Right? When you ask women, what do you bring to the table? A comment I often hear online, I am the table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, translation, right? Because you said Kevin Samuels is all ugly truths. So, translation, attraction isn't just vibes, value is exchanged on both sides. That's not a question I ask people, what do you bring to the table? I'm more like, I take it and spin it a different way. My thing is, describe to me your ideal guy. The woman explaining to me her ideal guy, and then I ask the woman, well, what do you have to offer to your ideal guy? That's how I frame it. So, what's your take on that one, brother? What do you bring to the table?
Listen, I think like the philosophy I've always had is if I'm ever gonna ask anything somebody on what they bring to the table is I would just always say, like, I want that person to bring their whole selves, or be as whole as you can be. Right? Or be as whole as you can be, because I think a lot of those what you bring to the table, it always be like, it almost becomes like transactional discussions.
Yeah, some of the comments I had for women is crazy.
Yeah,
I got this good pussy.
Yeah,
I got a fat ass.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's all nonsense.
I'm popping.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think a lot of that is just a lot of nonsense.
Thank you, Miss Average.
You're right. Like if I ever ask, just bring your whole self and just try to be as whole as you can be. Try to be, don't be coming into this relationship, or try to be coming into this relationship unhealed and trying to bring your issues over here too. If I'm gonna actually bring anything to the table, just try to bring your whole self, because it doesn't matter what else we put on the table. If we're not bringing that, and if we're not in a good space when we're coming into this relationship, then nothing else is going to ever work itself out.
And whenever I'm asked that question, what do I bring to the table? I can answer the question honestly. Educated, black man, family guy, supportive, what's the other one? Kind, self-sufficient, strong-willed, leadership qualities, loyal. Right? I can go on and on about what I bring to somebody's life, what my value would be to someone else. But if I hear a woman talk about her physical, as the first thing when that question is asked, I already know this is going to be a go with the flow situation. I'm going to go with the flow, I'm going to knock it down, and then I'm going to keep it moving. Which is what a lot of men do, right? But if you can come to the table and really genuinely say what value you add to a man's life. As my boy Big was saying, shout out to Big, the philosopher. Pussy gonna get you a jersey. Yeah. But it ain't gonna keep you on the roster. You gotta bring more than that for you to stay on the roster and get that next contract. That's really what you want. Yeah. Right? But I can say all of those things that I just laid out, and not one of them was something physical. I didn't say I'm tall, I got a beard, I'm muscular, I got a big penis. I didn't say any of that. I'm bringing substantial things to the table that actually has real value. Now, if you want to get into finances, right, you want to know what I do for a living, I'll tell you what I do for a living. I'm a dean in the high school and middle school. I work in education. I'm also an entrepreneur, I'm about to start my own business. So, but I'm not going to get into any specific details with you unless we're on that level. But I'm not going to lead that question, my response to that question off with something physical. Yeah. Nah, that shouldn't work. Agreed. All right, next one. Another Kevin Samuels-ism, another ugly truth. Men don't care about your degree. Men don't care about your degree. Translation, status and credentials don't equal desirability and male attraction. Because he says, or he has said often, that a man with resources will marry a woman that works at McDonald's. But the other way around, a woman with resources would look at a man that works at McDonald's and say, I like that guy, I'm going to bring him in the fold and build him up. So, what you think about that one, brother? Me personally, I like an educated woman. Yeah. But I don't like an educated woman that's what I call like a man eater. You just throwing your weight around and you try to be middleman just because you have an education. Oh yeah. Right? It might be a dude that works with his hands. He might not be a college degree guy, but he's good with his hands. Yeah. That's his skill. Right? You in the books, you a lawyer, whatever it is, and he's a work with his hands guy. But what you think, brother? Like in my own life and experiences, I've seen where educated women have married men that don't have degrees because they grew up together and they always had their relationship. For example, and again, it's like bring your whole self, right? Like your whole self doesn't always have to mean that you have to be educated or whatever. Like, do you love this person? Is that what matters? Then that's why you get with the person, and that's what matters most. Like, no matter what they have or they don't have. I find it that anybody who's like, oh, I can't be with this person because they're not educated, it's like you making this piece of paper, make you feel like you could judge a person's heart and intention, heart and intention, and I don't think that that's fair at all. Like I don't think that that's fair at all, whether you're a man or a woman. Do you love this person? Is that what matters? Then that's why you're with them. Ooh, I agree with that. All right, so let's go on to the next one. This one is a good one. If you were the prize, the results would show it. Translation, reality is the scoreboard, feelings don't override outcomes. So that whole prize thing, first time that I ever heard that, I'm the prize, you're the prize thing, I was watching a documentary called American Pimp. And it was a very popular pimp that I had actually on my pod. I believe that was my second season of our relationship pod. Shout out to Rosebud. He was the first one that I heard say that I'm the prize. So this is a controversial topic in the dating streets. That who's more of a prize, the male or female, or the man or the woman in this case. And statistically, it would favor men because they say there's more women in the world than there are men. There's not enough eligible, able-bodied men to accommodate every woman.
Keep going.
Yeah. So it could be men or women depending on the day. You know, got a really hot female, really attractive, or really got shit together. She could be considered a prize. Or if you have a good-looking man that got his shit together, he could be considered a prize. But who do you think is the prize, man?
I think the relationship is the prize.
Good answer, bro.
Yeah, that was too easy. Because that's what matters. It's the relationship. That's what matters. Is the relationship. That's the prize at the end of the day. It's not about, in my opinion, it's not about like, one person being the prize or the other. It's like, what are you bringing to ensure that we win the prize in this relationship? Because I just never like that whole thing. Like, I think that I'm this, and therefore you got to be under me, or whatever the case is. It needs to be two people acting like adults coming into this relationship with the intention of having a successful relationship. Whether you think you're the prize or whether if I think I'm the prize, like how are we bringing our prizes together to keep winning?
I like that. Let me see. What I say is the prize. That's a good one, and it's very controversial. Like I said, it just depends on the circumstances. Like I've said before, if we speaking just strictly in the physical, tall guy, I would be considered the prize. Why? A lot of women are into tall guys. I think I have a good conversation. A lot of women say that men don't have a lot of conversation when they talk about sex. In that aspect, I consider myself a prize. I'm college educated, also have a career. So a lot of dudes out here that's selling dreams and doing little hustles or whatever, and I'm not mad at them. Do what you got to do. But in that aspect, when we talk to, I consider myself the prize. Now, let's flip it on the ladies, right? Very attractive, easy on the eyes. A lot of dudes trying to holler at you on a regular basis. She would be considered a prize. A woman who not a pocket watcher, got her own thing going on. She's not really looking for a man when it comes to money. She's looking for a good partner that could fit into her world or aligns with her beliefs. She could be considered a prize. So I think men or women both could be considered a prize, depending on what you in it for. So me, what I'm in it for, I'm just in it for a good person who's loyal. Obviously, I love an attractive woman, but just a good person who's loyal, who's family oriented, and who wants to put in some work and build something together. Now, if you're a woman that wants a ready-made product, then I'm not the prize for you, right? You're not the prize for me, and then we keep moving. Like I said, I prefer my life to be true to beautiful lives. So I'm not gonna try to be something that I'm not. I'm just gonna be me because that's what I know how to be. Well, like I said, depending on who it is, man or woman can be the prize. But if we're talking about statistically wise, and one wants to be married, have a family, all the things, women do outnumber men. So depending on which room you walk in, and I tell this to a lot of guys, especially single guys. When you walk into a space with women, and the women outnumber the men, the energy in the room is different because those women are checking out the men, right? And if you're the best looking guy or present the best, then you're probably the prize in the room. Same thing in reverse. A woman walks in the room, the women are outnumbered by the men. She's the easiest on the eyes, good conversation, all the things. She would be considered a prize. So it just depends. It just depends. Alright, and last but not least, before we close out, I don't think Kevin Samuels coined this term, but he did made it famous. The whole fit, feminine, and friendly thing. I am not a fan of masculine energy women. I'm not a fan of that.
Okay.
Any woman out here acting like a dude, real aggressive, we're not gonna work. I'm not trying to arm wrestle with a female. I'm just not trying to do that. I definitely like a more pleasant, nice, softer, sweet kind of woman. I'm definitely attracted to that. So if I'm in a room with a bunch of women and I see one who's a little more loud and rambunctious, I'm probably not going to go for that. A little more chill, sweet, laugh, have a good time. I actually have a female friend of mine that I used to work with. She fit this description, fit, feminine, friendly. And I used to always tell her, that's why guys is always on you. Because there's not a lot of good-looking women that's genuinely nice people. Right? Nicest lady in the world, very funny, friendly, talk to anybody. But she was very beautiful, very attractive looking. And I said, that's why guys is always on you. Because there's not a lot of women out here that's just friendly to guys like that. Most women give guys attitude. You don't give them the time of day. But you're the total opposite. You're actually easy on the eyes. You got feminine energy, right? You don't give up that masculine energy. And you're actually friendly, very approachable. And I don't know why a lot of women don't get that. That's actually like a flex. You can attract a lot of guys by simply just being nice. But at the same time, I know there's a lot of weirdos out here that just be doing too much. When a woman is being friendly and being approachable. So I get the resting bitch face thing at times, but I think this is a flex. If more women tap into their feminine side. Now, one thing I do hate to hear is when I see all these masculine women that run around acting like dudes, and then be like, "Oh, I'm in my soft girl era." That like drives me nuts. It's either in you or it's not. It's not a switch you turn off. It's either in you or it's not. So what you think about that?
Well, you saying that it reminded me of like these TikToks that I was seeing, and it was talking about women from New York. How not all, obviously, right? Some, not all, obviously, like women in New York about like how like aggressive they can be because they grew up in the tough streets and the rough streets. So it's like they come off kind of like a little rough around the edges. So when you were saying that, it made me think of that. Maybe out there stomping in the Timbs and everything. The Timbs. Yeah. So it made me think of that. But yeah, look, I prefer obviously my wife, right? But I prefer fit, friendly, and feminine women every single time. Every single time. Like there's no there's no doubt about that. So fit, friendly, fit,
feminine, and friendly.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take that. I'll take that. Exactly that.
Okay. And it says translation. The traits most men consistently respond to long term. Keyword long term. You want that long term commitment. So ladies, fit, feminine, and friendly. Keep your fitness as best as you can, up to par. Lead with the feminine energy, and also be very approachable and nice. I'm not saying you gotta be like, everybody's friend, but just chill with the rest of the bitch face. It's not a good look. Or actual aggression is just not a good look. Got my brother?
Hold on a second. Let me add one more. Like, I don't know. I made me think of also when you go into like a restaurant or like a Caribbean spot and ladies who be there serving you and they got the attitude.
Yo, it's an automatic turn off.
You walk in and they got the rest of me face.
She's like, what is it? RBF. Like, she's RBF all day. All day. I found out she had 3 ex-husbands. So
Yeah.
maybe you should try something different.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to close it out here. All right, so as we fade out this episode, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Gentleman's Brunch, comment. Also, the Ross Weekly, and you see us out in the internet streets.
5 of those things.
Yeah, we got 5 in the can. We got plenty more to go. Thank you for joining us, man. We really appreciate you.
Peace.
So peace out from Ross, peace out from Billie. Till the next time. Peace.